Hello and welcome back to In Stars and Time. There we are, let's load. Last time, a lot has happened. Our friends, they noticed, but there's nothing they could do to save Siffrin. Or actually not our friends, our family. What are we gonna do now? Because as I noticed, wait, check that out. We are still in Act 3. So, I think the first thing we should do is talk to Loop. And see what we can find out. Oh, and look at that! The Change God statue has a different face now. I guess that makes sense. Oh my god! Nice detail. But first we need to talk to Isa, I guess. Isa! Sif! Woke up on the wrong side of the bed. Oh, you noticed. I get it. Anyway, I was just looking at the favor tree. Cute joke. What if we stop here? Should I try? No. You will always make the joke. You have to keep some sort of routine to stay sane. And if always making the joke is how, so be it. Oh, I love that! Siffrin, you go! Do what is good for you. A tremendous tree! Yeah! Yeah! Oh, you get it now. This is him. Trying to touch you. You freeze. His hand is in the air and goes closer. Closer. His hand abruptly stops above your shoulder and goes back to his side. Ah, that's interesting. So Siffrin is still very oblivious, but noticing some things. And that's all. And now let's finally talk to Loop. Welcome back, Stardust. Oh, look at Siffrin. No. Power of love didn't cut it, huh? That's too bad. I was hoping this could be it somehow too. But at least you found out more about your party, didn't you? You had fun, didn't you? What is it all good for if they'll all forget it in the next loop? Look at Siffrin, no, that breaks my heart, oh my god. Yeah, but... For once, Loop seems at a loss for words. In the meantime, though, how can I help you on this wonderful new loop? Oh my god. What should I do next? Let's talk about something, either question or nothing. What should I do next? You're doing so many different things. What do you need help with? You need help on how to help everyone. We did that. Find out more about the king, more about the loops, or never mind, let's say the king. What should I do now? I need a refresher. Let's ask that. So the king might not be from Bogard. That is interesting information. You smile smugly. Sounds like asking me stuff was a good idea, huh? Yeah, Stardust, you were right. We really don't know anything about him, so any new information is useful. Your housemaid mentioned she saw some articles about the king somewhere, didn't she? Yeah, and we wanted to read that, that's true. If she saw some, maybe you should check around rooms that you explore every time while going through the house. It might be a lot of information, though, so make sure to ask yourself the right questions. Ask about the king, interesting. I need a refresher? Nothing. I don't think we need a refresher. And about the loops? What should I do now? Nothing new apparently. Oh, ooh. Oh, sorry, I accidentally skipped it, I'm sorry. And just the fact that you loop back means you seem to have some kind of control over time, just like the king. The king said his power comes from something called Timecraft, so we can assume that this is what you're using as well. The power to craft time. It has been hypothesized to exist, but was never proven up until the king appeared. Timecraft is supposed to ask for immense amounts of power. It was believed that crafting time to pause time for a single second would kill the user immediately. So, how did the king get this power? How did you? You also found out that what happened with the head housemaiden wasn't a one-off. Every time you talk to her, she seems to be repeating the exact same thing until you loop again. She says something is broken, failing, rotting. Oh, and that's it. Okay. Wow, there was... Oh my god, a difference in mood for sure. Help everyone, never mind. Let's talk about something. Sure! What do you want to talk about? You have nothing to talk about, so you stay quiet. You know, Stardust. You're like really quiet, aren't you? I knew you were quiet, but I didn't realize you were that quiet. I really have to carry our conversations most of the time. And? Too bad. But I don't mind if you stay silent for a bit too, you know? Alright. Would you rather I don't say anything? Rather than talk all the time? Don't you want some quiet? Huh? What? No. I like to listen to people talk. I don't mind if you talk a lot. Yeah, that's it, isn't it? It is just nice to hear people talk. Sorry about the cars in the background. That was an interesting interaction. And let's ask a question. Mirabelle's statue. At the end, Isabeau, Odile seems suspicious of me. Bonnie was looking at the book, we had that. There's this book fan, Mira has a fan. Okay, let's ask about Mirabelle's statue. So believers make a statue to connect with the change god, even in a small way. And some people might have talked to this change god through their statues. Kinda cute. And it's a nice way to feel closer to your faith. You should look at your housemaiden statue again. Maybe you'll find out something more about it. Oh, we will? At the end, Isabeau? The thing he said he'd tell you at the end of your journey. He mentions he wants to tell you something when you go sleep at the clock tower. That's probably it, but we know that. But someone interrupted him just as he was about to tell you. But that's not true, he interrupted himself. He didn't want to say it anymore. How unfortunate. If only there was a way to make sure he wouldn't be interrupted. Maybe you'd finally get to hear what he has to say. And it keeps happening too. What do you mean? He interrupted himself. Okay. Odile seems suspicious of me. I'm curious about that. Is that so? That researcher of yours is pretty perceptive. Better not act weird or interact with stuff that makes you act weird too often in one loop. But I kinda wanna know what happens. Is that bad? I don't know. I'm not sure. I do. What does it matter? She won't be able to figure anything out anyway. Figuring out your looping in time just because you're acting weird would be quite an achievement. I bet she will figure that out at some point. Okay, Bonnie was looking at the book. We had it. I think that probably didn't change. There was this book fan. Mira has a fan. Let's ask about that. She does. That stylish woman in Dormont, right? You should tell your housemaiden. It'll make her happy. Okay. There's this book fan. fix the knife. The sadnesses are different. That is something I noticed, that they don't spawn on the correct floor, and I have no idea why. That's interesting. I've noticed. They don't always appear at the floor where they should be, right? This didn't happen before I beat the king. They did not. Is it because you beat the king? Is it related? No theories? None. But hey, variety is the spice of life, isn't it? Interesting. Oh my god. And I think that's all. Anything else? No. See you later, Stardust. They gently wave you goodbye. You give them a nod and walk away. And if we get the coin out now... wait. Will something happen? You grip the coin tightly between your fingers. Nothing? You flip the coin in the air a few times. Nothing. Oh, so? Got any theories about the loops I'm trapped in? What? Why did that change now? Why would I? Your name is literally Loop. What? Why did that change just now? What? Oh, stars above. It is. But just because I call myself Loop doesn't mean I know anything. I'm just bad at names. But I'll see what I can do. What's your question? Do you know anything that could help? Such a broad question, Stardust. As I've told you before, I know as much as you do right now. How can that be? What do you mean? Aren't you here to help me? Why don't you know more about the loops you're supposed to help me with? Don't you tee me. Aww. I still don't have a good answer for you, Stardust. Isn't it already nice that you have me to talk to about those loops? You could be alone, stuck with your tiny brain for company, with no one to talk to. Okay. Well, why don't we summarize what we know about those loops? I'm so surprised that happened, because before we just talked normally, and now we come back and this happens? Maybe we needed to ask some questions first. We might find something out. You sigh and nod. Nothing better to do, you suppose. So, you're currently stuck in a time loop for some unknown reason. The loop starts when you wake up in Dormont and seems to end when you talk to the head housemaid. Unless I die first or touch a tear. Yes, maybe the loop considers getting frozen in time by those tears a sort of death? But why aren't you looping back when you get frozen in battle? They are different. Why are they different? Because... Mirabel's shield can protect you, but that's not a because... I don't know. Isn't it because... I thought the tears work differently than an actual time-freeze skill. Is that so? Well, you're the one getting frozen, so you'd know. So you loop if something keeps you from advancing in some way. I wonder if other things would count as keeping you from advancing. Oh my god. As in, like, what if we kill, like, Odile or something? Or any of our party members, I'm sorry, Odile. What if we, like, break our arm? Why are those my first two thoughts? Like, what? Like, what if we cut... Exactly! What if we cut off your legs? Would you immediately loop back? You can't advance if you have no legs, right? I'd rather not test that one. Aww, but understandable. But it is interesting though. What makes the loop actually loop? You feel like you can remember a few times when time looped back on its own exactly, even if it was just a few minutes. Yes! Oh my god, true! So Siffrin can remember those times. But why would we not be able to progress when Siffrin thinks about their parents? Because that was also a thing where time looped back on its own. Their head started to hurt. I wonder about that. Maybe. Does the loop consider talking to the head housemaiden? Something that keeps you from advancing somehow? Oh, maybe, but what would advancing even mean then? Towards what goal? Is there something that happens when you talk to the head housemaiden that makes a certain goal impossible to accomplish? As you found out, all of this might be the work of Timecraft, a power that should be impossible to use. But you and the king are somehow able to manipulate it. But am I manipulating Timecraft if I can't control it? But you can, can't you? You can more or less control where you come back. Except when you talk to the head housemaiden, it seems, which brings you back to the start. But just being able to loop back in time to avoid and avoid death might count as you being able to use Timecraft. But if Timecraft is supposed to be too dangerous to even use, how did I get that power? And how can you break the loop for good? Yes, those are big questions, aren't they? I do wonder about the limitations of your powers, still. What makes you actually loop? Somehow, I feel like finding out more about that would be useful. Stardust, we've been talking for a while, so maybe not right now, but when you have some time, will you hang out with me for a little bit?
Hang out?
I have a theory I'd like to test. And we haven't spent any time together, Stardust. I'm lonely. I want to have a long conversation with someone, anyone. I want to hang out.
I think that is I think that is the truth though. I think Loop really is lonely.
Again, it doesn't have to be right now. A little hangout time might last a while. Maybe even longer than the rest of the day. I'm sure you have plans for this loop, so I can't wait until you have time. Okay.
A theory Loop would like to test about the loops. It might be useful. You should talk to Loop and hang out with them when you have time then.
Yay! I'll be waiting, Stardust. In the meantime, how can I help you on this wonderful new loop?
And that's all. We can hang out now. No, let's not hang out now. Nothing.
See you later, Stardust.
You give them a nod and walk away. Okay, let's get the silver coin out once more. Just to see if something happens. Nope. Okay, nothing happens. Okay, in that case, what are we gonna do now? I feel like let's save first. Okay, I have decided. There is some things we need to do before we can progress to the next act. And we're gonna do just that. And the first thing we need to do is talk to the librarian, apparently. Welcome to the library. Well, our selection is kind of lacking. Okay. Anything about Timecraft? Yes! Okay. Timecraft? Like, specifically? I'm not sure. You should look through books about craft.
We have one here, but it might not talk about Timecraft much. I wonder, where could you find Craftonomy books? We have had that one! We have checked that out! You make sure to look confused. The librarian notices your confusion. Oh, the study of craft in general is called Craftonomy. I don't think the libraries here or in the house carry any. Maybe you should look elsewhere? Also, why am I thinking about candles right now? The candle making room. Must be nothing. Okay. And anything new here? This old book stuck between a shelf and a wall. You take the book out. We tried to read the title until our eyes water. And we put it back. Oh my god. That sure is interesting. Okay, and next we are just gonna die and loop to the second floor. Because there's something we gotta check out. You decide to step closer. Here we go. Ouch. You're a living comedy sketch. Oh no! Let's start again. In the second floor? Third floor king? Second floor. Let's not unlock. Loop to floor 2? Yes. Okay, never mind. I realized what I wanted to do. We have already done before. So it is time to hang out with Loop now. Sorry for the confusion. Let's go talk to Loop. And there we are. Hi, Stardust. Are you calling your party family members now? I noticed that. They are called family members. I don't think I mentioned it because I'm gonna cut this out. But yes, they are called family members now. You know, this sounds really awkward, right? You're awkward. What an amazing rebuttal. Oh, somehow this one seems to have hit home. You feel a little bad. Anyway, how can I help you on this wonderful new loop? No, poor Loop, now I feel bad. We can hang out now. Oh? Our theory hangout. Yes, but we can't actually hang out right now. It'd be pretty useless. Oh. So how about you come back here early tomorrow after you're done acting things out at the clock tower? Okay. Wait. You want me to sneak out? And spend a loop with me. Yes. But you always go to the house after the clock tower. Oh my god, that's interesting. What happens if we don't go? If you're not here, what will everyone do? What will everyone think? Does it matter what they think? They'll forget it all in your next loop after all. It matters, or I guess it doesn't. I want to say it matters because it still matters for them in this loop. So you won't do it? You won't come and hang out with little old me? No, I won't. You can actually say no. I'll come. Yeah, let's say it. Neat! I'll see you soon, then. You nod. You spend the rest of the night with everyone. Early in the morning, while everyone is still asleep, you quietly slip away and head to the favor tree. Really? And there we are, but where's Loop? Huh? But you can't see Loop anywhere. Up here, Stardust. Up here. Look at this little portrait. What is this? Up there? Did Loop go back to their home or something? You look up. Loop is waving at you from the top of the tree. I'm here. I'm here. Come and join me, Stardust. How? Oh, come on. Just climb the tree. I know you can do it. You sigh and climb the tree. What now? Oh! Ah! The music. What interesting music. That's Loop's theme, but in very dark and mysterious. Oh my god, and the illustration, amazing! Isn't it pretty, Stardust? We're so high up. You are. You can see the house from there. Everyone will be inside the house soon. You try not to think about it. So will we loop because we can't progress? I'm so curious about that. Thank you for coming to today's Loops hangout. If you hang out with me, it'll take some time and... well, you know how this goes. I sure do. I haven't actually prepared anything to talk about. So, tell me about yourself, Stardust. Really? I'd rather not. Why not? Don't you already know me? It just feels like it. You know too much about me. Like about the pineapple allergy. Was that the first thing I think about? You knew my name. You know how I think. You knew me before we even met, didn't you? Kind of. Okay, wait. I just got a crazy theory. Okay, this is so stupid, but I'm just gonna say it anyways. What if, Siffrin ran away from home and got on a boat and was on the sea, and coincidentally a country disappeared. Now my theory is that Siffrin is from that country and just kind of escaped disappearing with it because they, I guess, crossed some sort of boundary. What if Siffrin, what if Loop is like a manifestation of Siffrin's lost memories? No, that sounds so stupid. Or like a part of Siffrin that kind of got lost, maybe. Something like that. Oh wait, look at that! The illustration, is it moving? Never mind, I think I'm just imagining things now. Oh no! What's happening with my brain? Anyways, let's keep going. Do I know you? Oh, no, you don't know me. Don't worry, your memory isn't failing you this time. When we met under the favor tree, that was the very first time we've ever seen each other. Is that so? So then, is that why you're helping me? Because you know me? Oh, not really. When I decided to help you, you were not a factor in the slightest. Oh? You are now, I suppose. But does that mean you actually believe me? When I say I'm here to help, you don't think I'm lying and I'm actually the one trapping you here or whatever? You really believe that I'm here to help you? I do, or we say nothing? Honestly, I want to say I do, because I do believe that Loop is helping us. Oh! You always surprise me, Stardust. I know I wouldn't believe myself if I was in your place. Maybe time has made me more jaded than you are. But it's fine. Whether you believe me or not, I'm here to help. So you can escape this loop. So you believe it's possible for me to escape? Of course! Why would I be here otherwise? I'm trapped here with you, after all. I want to escape just as much as you do. I know how it feels, you know? To be stuck somewhere with no hope of escape. Oh. Forced to relive the exact same events over and over. Oh no, I do as well. Taking any deviation is a sign that things are finally going to change. Oh my god, this game is blowing my mind. That everything will be okay. And finding yourself trapped still. Look at me talking and talking. Don't pay attention to me. I'm doing fine. Loop laughs sadly and looks at the house in the distance. Oh, Loop. Now I want to give Loop a hug. Oh. Tell me about yourself, Loop. Huh? I'd rather not. Loop winks and blows you a kiss. Ugh. Despite yourself, you laugh. You hear Loop laugh softly as well. Say, Stardust, that reminds me. I can't believe your first death was being crushed by the very first trap. How embarrassing. Hey! You and Loop animatedly talk about the different things you've done during your loops. It's nice. It's nice to be able to talk about them with someone. Sorry, you talk and talk until the sun has risen high above you in the sky. It'll happen soon, now. We're gonna loop? What will? The theory crafting part of our hangout session, of course. Huh? You open your mouth to ask and then... What? You heard a horrible sound. Your head. You saw... something. I was not expecting this. I thought we were gonna loop back. I'm glad you decided to spend some time with me, Stardust. Sorry it's going to end with this. What? I thought maybe it wouldn't happen, but... See that light in the distance? Is that the king killing our party members? It's from the king's floor. I see it every time you get far enough to fight him. His first attack. The king's first attack? How long have you been talking to Loop? Who was the king attacking? Who was he? The king doesn't attack or do anything until you get to him. He wouldn't only attack if someone... I can feel it every time. Whatever he does, it makes you see something, doesn't it? Something awful. Something so terrible that it's enough to bring anyone close enough to their knees? To their knees. Stars, I wonder who he attacked. You can't even hear Loop speak. Your friends... They were against the king just now. You know how to survive his first attack. You found out, but... You hear someone cry out. You look at Loop. Loop is just looking at you, not saying anything. There's no pity in their gaze. No sadness, just some slight impatience, like, did you figure it out yet? Did you figure out what made the king attack just now? There's only one answer, Stardust. Just figure it out already so we can move on. Who was the king fighting? Who did the king just kill? Did you figure it out yet? Did you? You start screaming. It's because you weren't there. They died because you weren't there. They are gone because you weren't there. You clutch your head, your hair, your stomach, because you weren't there. Because of you, they are gone. They are gone. Because of you, because of you, because of you, because of you, because of... You stumble and fall onto your knees. You breathe harshly, in and out. It's not working. You can't take a full breath. You can't. You hit the ground with your fist. Why? Oh my god, I'm sorry. Loop does not answer. Did you know this would happen? Which part? You looping back or your party dying? I had suspicions about the former. I was certain about the latter. You! Uh-oh. Loop is looking straight at you. They don't even seem to care that you drew out your dagger. Somehow, this calms you down. If I tell you to breathe, will you? You breathe slowly, in and out. What was that for? For funsies, of course. You take a step forward. And because I was curious to know how the loops work. Aren't you? How the loops work. How could what just happened teach you anything about the loops? Think, Stardust. Yes, please. Why did you loop back just now? Huh? Because the king won, isn't it? Or because our party members died? Why would the king winning make you loop? You don't immediately loop back the second you and your party lose, don't you? Don't you? Exactly, we loop once they die. I kind of do though. No, Stardust. You loop when you die. No, it takes a little bit. You loop when you die, Stardust. The fact that the king wins is irrelevant. But you didn't die just now, did you? So, why did you loop? But it's the same with the head housemaiden. You don't die when you talk to her. So, what makes you loop? You loop when the head housemaiden talks to you, and you looped just now. Why? Don't you think this would be important to figure out? It is. Loop's right. There have been other times you loop back without dying too. But what could be the reason? I wasn't lying when I said I wanted to spend time with you. We never got the opportunity to really talk after all. But yes, I figured this would happen. I won't say sorry, so you can't stop waiting for it. You don't answer. Loop is feeling guilty. Well, it looks like that's all you can find out about the loops for now. But you can still find out more about the king, can't you? I'll be ready to help you out next loop. But for now, I think we both need some time. Come back next loop, Stardust. You just walk away. But can we... Oh, you don't want to talk to Loop right now. Okay, I guess that explains it. Wow. There was a lot darker than I thought. I thought we're gonna have just a nice hangout, but instead we get this. Oh my god. You approach the Change God statue. This is not working. You don't feel like going to the Change God statue is really doing anything, actually. Are you doing it wrong? Maybe you're not putting enough into it. Oh, that is new. So instead, maybe you should. You look at all the statues, looking at each one of them carefully. This one. You tap the one you like the most on its head and breathe. You breathe in and out. Crouching down, you whisper to the statue and ask, for strength or for protection or for speed? Let's choose protection. Your hand still on the statue, you whisper, protection, protection, protection. You want you and your family members to be protected, to survive. It's what you want. You actually feel a little stronger. You pinch yourself. Barely hurts. You and your family members' defense got boosted. You close your single eye. And let's save. You nod as a statue and turn back. And I guess that wraps up this episode. We learned a lot of new things today, didn't we? It certainly didn't go the way I was expecting it to, but wow, talking to Loop. First it was very nice and then it took a very dark turn. But wow, that was an interesting episode, wasn't it? I hope you enjoyed it just as much as I did, and thank you so much for watching. I will see you in the next one. And for now, goodbye!